Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from Tinaheals.com, and this video is about something very special. It is about Venus in Leo and what to do in the bedroom, how to spice up your love life when the planet of love Venus goes into the dynamic and dramatic astrological sign of Leo, ruled by none other than the most, powerful figure or celestial body in the solar system, the sun. Okay, so if you think of the energy of Leo, the mantra of Leo is I will. Okay, and I will what? Venus is love, desire, the principle of connection, an energy that unifies things. So we will to be united in love when Venus passes through the astrological sign of Leo. Now, let us understand Leo in detail. Leo is fire. Okay, so fire and fixed fire. So fire is very active, very quick moving. And the fixed signs are tamasic in nature. Okay, tamasic, there are three kinds of gunas: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. So tamasic means most grounded to reality and most stable, most fixed signs of the zodiac. Okay, it's very little give and take with Leo. It's usually what they want. The focus is always on them, because remember, this is the sign that is that rules kings and queens. And who are the kings and queens of ancient times? They believe to be descendants of either the sun or the moon, with a divine right to rule over us, right? So that's why you may feel like with Venus in Leo, the vibe is very dramatic, very, regal, very aristocratic. And Venus in Leo natives are very beautiful hair. And I was actually thinking about what to wear, because the color of Leo is red, yellow, orange, but Venus is white. Now everybody knows that the exaltation of Venus is Pisces, but what I'm going to tell you today is something way deeper. Leo, the lion, the constellation of Leo, is actually the secret exaltation of Venus. Now remember, the information in this video is not just from mundane modern astrology. It encompasses and strings together very many diverse traditions, like the Vedic, the Babylonian, Esoteric astrology, Hellenistic astrology, and strings them together like a string of pearls, right? So that, as a syncretist, that is my greatest offering to you. String together the myths and legends of different parts of the world, and show you the commonality, to tell you that we are ultimately all one. And all the systems are derivatives of that one fundamental secret doctrine, right? So Leo's fixed, fire, positive, masculine, hot, dry, and commanding. It's also very barren. So Venus in Leo could mean problems with, semen count, because Venus is Shukra in Vedic astrology, or literally semen. Okay, now we know that the domicile ruler of Leo is the sun. So when Venus moves into Leo, she takes on the garb of the sun. So she becomes regal, majestic like the sun. But when you go a bit deeper, you see that each sign is broken up into a triplicity system. Okay, even the Vedics have this. The Vedic people also have a triplicity system, right? So now when you look at the triplicity system, the first 10 degrees of Leo is ruled by the sun, and the second 10 degrees is ruled by Jupiter, and the last 10 degrees is ruled by Mars. So, and of course there are terms and bounds also, the phase, terms, bounds. So when Venus is moving, she's the principle of attraction. The five petal pentagram that Venus draws in the sky, she is emblematic of our five senses, the desire principles that lures our souls into incarnation, to touch, to smell, to eat, to feel, okay, and to join in copulation, okay, to unify. The greater, the higher octave of Venus is Neptune. So it's very, very interesting how Venus in esoteric astrology is actually known as the most evolved planet of the solar system. And again, I will repeat, she is the unifying principle, okay? Now, and of course, Venus is the lord of the first and the fifth ray. And the sun being the number one body of the solar system. And number five is very interesting because Venus draws a five petal pentagram, and Leo is also the fifth astrological sign of the natural zodiacal wheel. So, and five is pretty interesting because we have four. Four is foundation, stability, but five is almost an aberration, moving away from something fixed, from something that is sort of, concrete. Fives are about, something wacky, something wild, very, very interesting. So the thing with Leo is that they have this need to be authentic, okay? Being authentic is the signature of Leo. So even in the bedroom, be authentic, right? And follow your heart in all the conversations. Don't keep staring at your mobile. Don't keep ignoring them. Don't, chat with your friends. Be present. Treat them like royalty because, that's what they like to be treated as. If you treat them as anything less, then bam, they're out of there. Okay, and it doesn't take a lot for a Venus and Leo person to move on, even if they have, say, a Taurus moon, exalted Taurus moon, or a Taurus sun. They will move on. Okay, it's like that. Okay, so be authentic. Heart to heart conversations, very important. Leo rules the heart. Okay, now you have to take charge. Sometimes you've got to let them take charge because Venus in Leo natives, they react differently to if they have a night chart or a day chart. So Venus works better in a night chart, so they're going to be more romantic, more soft, more mysterious. Day chart, this can be very erratic, very amorous, not really able to commit, and a lot of all of that, okay? Because day and night charts are very interesting because certain planets are easier in a day chart, certain planets are easier in a night chart. And it's always worthwhile to know that, especially if you're having them as your nativity ruler or as an annual perfection ruler. Let them take charge, or if they want to take charge, let them take charge. Venus in Leo women will want a lover like the sun, that typifies the energy of the sun. And a Venus in Leo man would want a goddess. He would want to typify the energy of the sun himself, play the hero. So that's also very interesting. Let them play the hero because that's what they like to do. Now, very interesting is Leo's a sign of romance. Leo is a sign of children. Leo is a sign of creativity. So when Venus moves through Leo, it's a time to embrace a bit of all of that. Even, not only connect with your lover, but connect deeply with your children and just have fun with them. Even with your lover, when you're out on a date, when you're just, together, just be more childlike. Allow the romance to take you to a place of great innocence and wonder and bewilderment, and touch base with that very deep sacred core that is within you. Okay, and that is the gift of Venus in Leo, to connect you to the childlike radiance. Think of the sun card in the tarot, that little naked baby on top of that horse, the jubilation, that celebration. That is what this energy is bringing forth. Okay, touch base with your core selves, because when you approach intimacy, romance, love through the eyes of wonder, through the eyes of something sacred, it becomes beautiful. And Leo has an affinity for beauty. Venus in Leo, okay, whether in themselves or in others, right? So use the romantic love, the time in the bedroom as a gateway to escape to higher dimensions, to travel to higher dimensions, okay, and thereby connect to the divine. Okay, now so Leo, being very interesting, is the ruler of the Leo's ruler is the sun. And I broke up the triplicity already. No planet is exalted in Leo, and Saturn has his fall in Leo. It is a sign which is ruled by the sun, who is considered one of the lights. The two lights in the solar system are the sun and the moon, and they rule over Cancer and Leo, and they oppose Capricorn and Aquarius, two signs of Saturn. So again, the lights are in opposition to Saturn. It's almost like Saturn being the lord of the seventh planetary sphere, bringing to us all this information and knowledge from the fixed stars, and then opposing the lights to truly, and I guess through opposition and creation of tension, do we bring things into manifestation in this world. Okay, friction is very important. Thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. Very beautiful, that Hegelian dialect, you know. So touch base with your core selves. Use this as a gateway to escape to the divine, and remember that ultimately shine. Leo's thing is to not only shine themselves, but to make you shine. The sun shows light. So Venus in Leo can, use this not only to be dramatic yourself, or bring light to yourself, or show off yourself, or be exhibitionist yourself, but bring light and warmth to the other person. For that's the great need of the hour, if you ask me. Now Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces, modern ruler being Neptune, who's the higher octave of Venus herself. Okay, now like I said, she's so very evolved. Ishana Shukra, she's known. HPB talks in great detail about this actually, and Venus, and the evolved beings that live on Venus, and their energy, and what they do with us. Even in autobiography of a yogi, Yogananda's guru goes to some place called Hiranyaloka, and many have speculated Hiranyaloka is Venus. So Venus has this urge to merge, and Leo also has an urge to merge, right? So, and Anne is the planetary lord of the first and the fifth ray in esoteric astrology. Beautiful. The angel of Leo is Raziel, who's the keeper of secrets, and Archangel Michael himself, who is of the essence of God. Michael is like God. Okay? Now, so there's a lot of secrets with Venus and Leo, and the interplay. It's very profound. Okay, everything, astrological archetypes cannot be typified in human language always. It needs a deeper understanding of intuition and symbology, and to approach it from a non-linear understanding, not always linear. 2 + 2 is never 4 here. So when you look at Venus and Leo, you may think that, okay, there's really not much in common. Venus is cold, phlegmatic, moist, feminine. Leo is diurnal, Venus is nocturnal, and fiery and fixed and masculine and barren and all of that. So how do you synthesize this archetype. And why did the Babylonians think of Venus in Leo as a secret exaltation for this particular planet? So Leo is very, very stable, very, very loyal. Okay, in the Vedic system, all my planets are in Leo, including my rising, my Saturn, my Mercury, everything. So, you know, and in the Western system, I have my Sun, my Saturn, my Mercury in Leo. And I've been in a relationship for the last 17.5 years. And also another thing with Leo Venuses, they tend to attract a lot of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, tend to you know, attract a lot of Aquarian energy. Again, their opposition is just so powerful. Now, treat your lover like royalty or you'll regret it. You will lose them. Okay? Now, do not discuss your ex. Believe me, it's a point I wrote and I circled it. Do not bring up your, you know, ex or your love life. None of that. Keep that in mind, and always remember to stimulate your Venus in Leo with a lot of, you know, physical and mental movement. Fire needs movement, although this is fixed fire, so it's grounded. It's like Havan. I told you, Leo reminds me of the fire of a Havan. Okay, and fire is hungry, so it really depends upon you and only you to feed that fire. If you do not feed that fire, you know, the hunger can consume the relationship, can consume everything. So feed that fire. Now, when you think of Venus, in the Tarot, she rules the pentacle suits, okay? And the pentacle Venus actually is inside an apple. So you immediately go back to the Garden of Eden and Eve giving Adam that apple. And that apple, and inside that apple you have that little pentacle of Venus, the 5 senses, through which we are again seduced into incarnation. And we fall, the proverbial fall from the Garden of Eden. When we forget our divinity and we fall into incarnation. Okay, that is one of the expositions of the myth of the apple in the Garden of Eden actually. When you think of the other symbol of Venus is the rose. The rose is the most beautiful, most glorious flower, but it also has thorns. So with Venus comes this beauty, this love, but also that thorn, that sense of danger. You know, when you look at it, the Babylonians associated Innana and Ishtar to the lion, to the astrological sign of Leo, okay? And their most sacred planet, Ishtar's sacred planet, is Venus. Again, the 5-petal pentagram, okay? And so like I said, that is why the Babylonians considered Venus to be really powerful in Leo. And when she moves into Leo, really fortunate things can happen, and they have been happening, believe me. Now she's cold, moist, phlegmatic, temperate, and a fortune. The greater fortune is Jupiter, the lesser fortune is Venus. Okay, now the war goddesses, both Ishtar and Innana are war goddesses. Okay, and also when you look at the lion, the symbology of the lion and his mane, you think of the sun and his crowning glory, right? Now, according to the Babylonians, when Venus appears in the lion, it portends war. Okay, war. So even the sexual aspect, the bedroom antics can become warlike, as BDSM and domination, submission, very, very effective with this energy, okay? And so this is the secret place of Venus. This is the secret exaltation of Venus that very few people know about, okay? And definitely I have observed in my experience that when Venus moves through Leo, good things tend to happen, okay, even if they're warlike. And the Babylonians have said that good fortune will come to pass in the ancient texts, okay? So when you think of role playing in the bedroom with Venus and Leo, it's a really powerful way to do that. Leo theatrics, acting. So Venus and Leo are very powerful with fantasy and role play. Bring the themes of devotion and attention to the role play. Okay, and when I think of something like this, I immediately think of Raja Ravi Varma. Raja Ravi Varma was a very powerful Zamindar, and his name was not really Raja, but he was a very powerful person from a very wealthy family, and he fell in love with a courtesan or a prostitute, and he used her face, he used her as a model to paint goddesses, and this really angered traditional India, and they filed cases and litigations on him. But he stuck to his love for that courtesan, and how she taught him through the fantasy role play that they would do. He would worship her, literally dress her up as Saraswati with the same clothing, her long flowing hair, with petals, with flowers, and offerings, and worship her, literally, okay, as Saraswati, as Lakshmi, because his love with the prostitute would say that how can I even model the goddess? How do I look like the goddess? I don't. I'm a prostitute. So he said only the devotion will make you feel like you are the goddess you're meant to be. So, somebody I worked with for 8 years made a film on Raja Ravi Varma, my mentor, Mr. Ketan Mehta. So watch that movie if you can, and see how Raja Ravi Varma worships the courtesan, the woman he loves. And only in his worship does she awaken to the feeling that she is Shakti. She is the goddess. So, beautiful there, Raja Ravi Varma. Venus and Leo people are incurable romantics, okay? And physical affection is a must for them. So do not ignore that. No matter how many times you kiss them, how many times you hug them, it's not gonna be enough. And spoil them with gifts, okay? And do not stare at anybody else when they're in the room with you. It's not gonna work, they're gonna dump you. So I hope you like that. I already made this video, and then suddenly I just lost it. I hope it recorded and you guys can enjoy Venus in Leo and what to do in the bedroom. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think. Thank you.